again. I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Greater Team Career with Cadillac here on the PC. Tonight, round 8, and we head to the circuit Barcelona to Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. All right, we are here ready to go to Spain, coming off the back of a very good result in our previous Grand Prix, where we got a rather nice 1-2. Max finishing ahead of Norris and just giving us that extra little push in the constructors' standings to get that gap over 100 points. We now have a 104-point lead in the constructors. In the drivers' standings, Max sits atop with a 33-point lead over teammate Norris, and Oscar is a further 21 points back. George in 4th is also a very long way back now, tied with Gasly on 47 points apiece. So we are starting to run away with things a little bit now, which is kind of what we expected this season with the big rules reset at the end of last season. And we have more new parts on the car, so we are looking very competitive according to this. But let's see just how competitive. So we are going to load up the online editor and take a look at performance and see just how good the cars are actually looking. So in terms of development, we're now starting to stretch our legs a little bit, as you can see, over Williams and Ford. Williams currently in 2nd, then it's Ford in 3rd. McLaren now up to 4th, and then it's very, very tight between Mercedes, Aston, Honda in this case, HiTech, and Minardi. All very, very close indeed. We are talking just 0.21% separating all three teams. Very, very tight indeed. If you factor McLaren in there as well, then sorry, not 0.21, it's a little bit more if you count Minardi as well. But we've got two teams tied effectively with Mercedes and Honda. HiTech 0.21% behind, and then a further 0.6% back, 0.06% back for Minardi. So very, very, very tight in the midfield, as you can see. Little gap then, just a small gap to Audi, Ferrari not too far behind them, and it's Toyota bringing up the rear. The whole field spread is about 5%, just under. And then this is, of course, based on actual development rather than what's fitted on the cars. So if you take a look at what's actually on the cars, you can see we are at 60.45%. Equal performance on our two cars, equal performance on the two Williams as well, on 58.93. Then equal performance for both Fords, both Audis. One of the Minardis is a little bit ahead of the other, and it looks like Charles Leclerc now has been given the best upgrades for Honda, as Tsunoda is now down in 16th in the rankings. George now mid-pack with 12th place, and the Ferraris have slumped. There you can see Antonelli now with the worst car on the grid going into this Grand Prix at 53.96%. That's quite a margin to us. That is almost 6.5%, give or take. So very, very close for some of the individual little rankings, but gap from first to last is now starting to explode a little bit. There we see the current standings in a much nicer kind of tablet and form. So we have 6 poles, 6 podiums apiece for our drivers. Piastri has 4, Tsunoda with 2 for George, 1 for Kimi. In terms of team podiums, it's not even close. You can see 12 podiums for Cadillac, just 4 for Ford, and it's that consistency of both of our drivers scoring big points which has enabled us to just sprint away and have that very big gap in the constructors standings. So yeah, let's see if that continues. As I say, more new parts going on the car today. We are running our new chassis tonight and our new underfloors as well to go with the new side pods that we ran in the previous race. We've got new wings coming, and we also have new suspensions that are going through manufacturing at the moment. And there you can see they will give us a bit of a speed boost, a minuscule drop in high-speed performance, and then some extra tyre wear as well. So that will be quite nice when we get those on the car. Evening Dino, evening Mike, evening Zach, good to see you all. Do I ever play the EA F1 games? I played F1 22 a lot. I really enjoyed that, platinum that game. And then didn't get on with 23 at all. 24 was a little bit better, but still didn't really like it and haven't played one since. So I go through little fits and starts with the F1 driving games. I used to love them a lot when I was a bit younger, and then kind of stopped playing them for a few years. Picked another one up, played that for a bit, and then I think I went from like 9 to 18 was the next one I played after that, and then after 18 was 22. And I tried 23 and 24, and I couldn't get on with them. I much prefer 22. Evening, Wayne. Right, so let's refresh ourselves on the weather situation. You can see it's going to be a little cloudy at times on the Friday, but then clear skies for most of the rest of the weekend through Saturday and Sunday. Temperature-wise, not too bad. According to our strategy prep, it's going to be warm, not hot, which is nice because this circuit, especially when it's hot, can absolutely eat through tyres. So only being warm certainly will help in that respect. And let's set ourselves some targets. Max's target is to win. Norris's target is going to be second. And let's hit the track as we head to Spain.
Thank you for joining us for the Spanish Grand Prix here in Barcelona. The Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya is familiar to every driver, with F1 and Junior Series often racing and testing here. It's a proving ground for aerodynamics, so many new car parts are brought to Barcelona to see how they can handle the track. In the last round, Max Verstappen flew to victory, the Dutchman proving that he can be absolutely unstoppable when he's in such fine form. And with that, I think it's time to get started.
Okay, let's start by swapping out the engine bits. So, put in the older parts. Still on that first DRS, we can take the gearbox though and switch that back. And for Norris, that engine's now getting really, really risky. We'll try it. See if we can just squeeze a bit more out of it before we have to swap it out entirely or completely and just shelve it. And we're still having to stick with that gearbox. Right, we are at the 1/3 distance after tonight's race, 8 of 24. We've done, 3 sprints so far? We've got another 5 to go. And as you can see, engine parts already becoming a little bit of an issue for Lando. We're going to go with 20 laps of fuel. That is essentially what you need to run if you want to do two separate complete runs around this circuit. We're going to try and do just the one, but if we need to send them back out because of setup issues, we will do. So we might be calling them in a little early. Depends how good their run, their feedback is, I suppose, on the first run. There we go. And we want quite a lot of downforce for this circuit. I'm going to start with a 9 on the front wing and a 14.5 on the rear. We are going to push this all the way out to an 8.2. There we go. And then I'm going to go just up a little bit on each of these. There we go. We'll try something slightly different for Norris. We'll go with an 8.5 on the front wing and just a 14 on the rear. We will also bring that in just a little bit as well. We'll go to a 7.3 this time. We will go a little bit higher here, though. We'll go up to a 3.35 and a 0.9. So let's give that a go.
Green light.
I'll get Max out first, because we will be quicker without that damaged engine. We do have some engine wear for Jack Doohan, Liam Lawson and Isaac Hadjar. We do have a couple of rookies running as well.
Yeah, radio is very good for us.
Got someone in for Ferrari, for
And radio check
Ford,
when you can.
for
Yeah, radio.
Mercedes,
Copy, loud and clear.
Williams. Looks like that's all of them. So that's Walid Sharik, Jackson Chisholm, Amato, and I can never remember who that is for Ferrari, BAR. Dorothy Bartlett, there we go. Another one of these brand new gens.
Confirm.
Alright, let's speed him up.
Try to reduce the hits on the curb.
Okay. And see what they think.
Can you check the temperature?
So a general rule in life is don't believe everything you read on the internet. That's especially true today, being April 1st.
And try to
I
work
did
on
see a
your
rather
front tires.
amusing story pop up this morning, which just from the headline I instantly knew was false before I even opened the article just to confirm, saying that Williams had sacked James Bowles and replaced him with Christian Horner, which was an amusing but obvious April Fool. I did see a little short as well on YouTube from the race with solar panels mounted to the front and rear wings and the nose of an F1 car, saying it was the it was FIA's immediate response to lack of battery power by fitting solar panels to the cars. They were the main two that I saw. I'm sure there were many other little mock stories out there, but those are the two that caught my attention the most. So we've got an escalation of an issue for Doohan.
I've got no drive for some reason.
Sounding suspiciously like Alex Albon, but might actually have been Doohan. And we have feedback from both of our drivers. So let's take a look, see what they think.
Yeah, happy.
87 and 85. Not bad, but not great. So we'll call them both in now. make some changes and send them back out again. Our
Confirming
car
your
park knowledge
box
is going to be
as well.
low again today,
Yeah.
given that we've got those
Yeah,
extra
I'm in.
new parts on the car.
Make sure your limiter is on. Stopping on the marks.
So that means we are going to have to put more time in on track than we would on a normal weekend until we can get that car park knowledge back up again. Let's see, car park knowledge at 50%.
It will be pit limiter on, please. And stopping in front of the
There's
garage.
nothing screaming as being massively out of position here, but we are going to have to make some kind of adjustment. And I'm going to try going to a 9-1. We need to bring this back in a bit just to get that back under control. And then we'll probably tweak the toe and the camber slightly. Actually, maybe a bit more than slightly, but we'll see. Let's bring this down a bit. It's a bit too much, maybe. Let's try bringing it down to there, and let's bring this down this way. And now that is looking too far gone, so I'll have to push that back to there. We've got a decent sized gap, but nothing massively overstated. We take a look at something like that. Hopefully those will all add up to the 13% we need to find. It'll probably be wrong, but at least it should hopefully make things clearer one way or the other. And then let's take a look at Norris as he pulls into the pit lane as well. So not enough rear wing there. Let's push that up. Let's take that down a touch. So we've got good gaps there and there, but now we're way off over here. We're going to need to bring that down. And if we're going to bring that down, we probably want to bring this down a little bit. So that plus that, with a small little tweak there and a medium little movement there, plus that being where it needs to be, might get us there. Probably should have put a little bit more fuel in the car, but we might need to call them back in again if these setups are drastically wrong, so we'll see. Evening, Dean. Do I think Red Bull's going to be better in Miami, or should we just not watch the Grand Prix too? I take it you're a Red Bull fan then. No, I think Miami could potentially be almost like a season reset in a way, because it's a 5-week gap. We're likely to see some,
So watch out for the next
quite a
car.
few teams bringing some extra developments to their
your
cars,
tyres.
Yeah.
because they've now got this block where we should have had Bahrain and Saudi Arabia not happening anymore. So it gives more time for teams
Watch
to
for
just
traffic.
focus on their car
And we need to
and try and
sync all the gears.
test out a few things
Confirm.
in the wind tunnel. Plus, we've got a meeting coming up, I think, was it April 9th? To discuss potential changes for the regulations regarding batteries and stuff like that between the FIA and the teams. So there is definitely an opportunity to do something.
We need
I
to
think the
work on
biggest thing
tires, keep the temperature on the tires.
they could change that would keep the drivers a bit happier would be sorting out qualifying. A lot of drivers very unhappy with how qualifying is at the moment, with so much lifting and coasting and super clipping needing to be done. Drivers just aren't able to attack the circuit the way they really want to and get that all-out, lap of the god kind of moment anymore. It's more about managing the car, battery levels, and it's not just that. The teams have adaptive software in the deployment, so you make any kind of little hesitation on the throttle, or maybe you get a little bit of wheel spin coming out of a corner, and it can completely throw out the planning for the battery deployment. The race did a really good little look at Leclerc's China qualifying laps, where they went through the telemetry breakdowns, and you could see there was one lap where he had a little moment coming out of the snail in the first sector, where the car had a little snap of oversteer, which he very quickly caught and corrected. But that little moment completely ruined the rest of his planned deployment, because the battery, management, the battery software just kicked into a different mode, and so he burns his battery up too quickly. In a different way than what was initially planned. We saw something similar with Ocon as well. You have any kind of just slight deviance or deviation in how hard you're applying the throttle at a certain point, then the software kicks into a different mode, and your battery deployment just doesn't deploy the way you want to. Norris was saying after the Japanese Grand Prix as well, that there was a point in the race where he overtook Hamilton and he didn't want to, but his battery decided it wanted him to. So it gave him too much power, and he ended up getting up the inside. I think this was into the triangle. He drained his battery, not through choice, but because the software was telling, just did it. And so he got into the triangle, overtook Hamilton, out of 130R, and then had no power left at the start of the next lap. Had no battery left, and Hamilton just immediately went straight back past him again. So I think they need to put more control in the hands of the drivers, because if they're not able to choose when their battery's going to kick in, then what's the point? What's the point in having a driver in there in the first place? Why not just make it an automated series? And that'd be awful. So evening, Army. So yeah, I think there's a real opportunity for Miami to be almost like a second start of the season with this enforced gap now. Potentially some new tweaks to the rules coming in. Some more development being applied to cars. Yeah, Miami could be possibly a really interesting Grand Prix to watch. It might also be a terrible race, but we will find out some things, I think, at the very least, in Miami.
Well, yeah,
we should see some development and some
like
movement in the order a little bit, maybe. I don't expect Red Bull to be challenging the top three anytime soon. So, I mean, if that's your key takeaway of whether or not you should watch the race, I doubt you'll see any improvement from Red Bull. Any sufficient updates that will actually put them ahead of McLaren, Ferrari, or Mercedes.
How does the car feel?
All right, Max seems to be a lot happier with those changes.
Copy that.
Yeah, much happier, 97%. What about Lando? Did we get him right as well, or did we go horribly, horribly wrong? Not too bad. 92%. It is an improvement.
I'm happy.
Not quite as high as I would have liked, but not too bad. We'll let them continue their runs. Get that time on track and unlock a bit more knowledge on the car parts that we've put on as well. Dino says, of course it'll be terrible, it's Miami. Yeah, Miami's, it's not a horrible track, but it's not a great track. Got some nice sequences. First sector's quite nice in terms of the driving of those sweeping curves before going onto the long overtaking opportunity with that first main DRS zone. But the Mickey Mouse section is a bit too Mickey Mouse for me. The long back straight that follows that is a good overtaking opportunity into the hairpin. But yeah, I mean it's not a horrible circuit. It's just it's not a great circuit. It's okay.
Confirming you are boxing this lap.
All right, a bit more of a shift in the session. 31 laps. 11 on the first run. Well, 32 laps. 12 on the first run, 20 on the second. Let's see the setup there. So it's the cornering that needs to change. Let's try taking that down. And drop that down a couple of clicks as well. So let's try that in the next session. Evening, Daniel.
Box, Lando pit lane.
Speed limiter on, please. And stop in front of the garage.
Okay, so that is going out to an 8.2 then. Bring that in like that. That keeps the rear wing where it is. We get a small movement there and there. Might still need to tweak something, but we will try that in the next session and then reassess after that run. Track temperature 41.7 degrees. Still quite warm on track. Not the highest we've seen. We've got up to, what was it, 63, 64 degrees at one point last season. Maybe even higher than that. I forget exactly. I forget which circuit that was as well, actually, come to think of it. Okay, end of the session. So, Doohan and who was the other car that had some issues? I forget. I think it was Lawson, possibly. Those guys will get their parts swapped out at the end of this session. decent first session. We've got our setups pretty close to where they need to be. Bortoletto has got a penalty to carry in to qualify. And it's Mini who tops the session. Interesting. Right, on to FP2. Okay, then into FP2. We're going to run 25 laps. We've got our new setups to test. And let's see how we get on in this session.
So now we have green light.
Dean says, imagine the start-finish straight of Monza in these regs. The circuit I'm really concerned about, and there's probably a little bit of bias in this, but it's Silverstone. Because, I mean, Monza is going to be, there's going to be problems at Monza unless significant changes are introduced, either as a one-off for that circuit, or a more permanent change in the regulations by that point in the season. But there are some very heavy braking zones at Silverstone. You've got the very heavy braking zone into the opening chicane, and then you go flat through Curva Grande into another chicane, so another very heavy braking zone, and then you go into the two Lesmos. Might then struggle a bit on the next straight as you get to Vialone and Ascari. Not so much a heavy braking zone there. There'll be some braking, but not massively heavy braking. And then a long blast until you hit Parabolica. Again, not a huge amount of braking. So I think the first part of the lap will be fine. But there's a real risk of cars being battery starved in the second half of the lap. But Silverstone, there's not many very heavy braking zones in that. And there's some very, very iconic corners as well. I mean, you've got Copse Corner, which is, supposedly flat. I doubt that'll be flat, because teams will be super clipping and lifting and coasting through that. And that's a shame, because that's a fantastic corner. At the end of the old start-finish straight, as you sweep right towards Maggots and Beckett's. And then Maggots and Beckett's, a fantastic little sequence before you hit the hanger straight. Could be absolutely ruined by these regs. Hell, even Stowe at the end of the hanger straight could also be kind of ruined as well. There's some very, very iconic corners at Silverstone, and I'm really worried about how bad it's going to be around that circuit if nothing changes in these regs. That's the one that really worries me. And as I say, there may be a little bit of British bias in that, but I'm more worried about that than I am about Monza. But I do think, because at Monza, at least for half a lap, you'll be able to charge normally. I don't think you'll be able to do that much at Silverstone at all, really.
Yeah, confirm.
Couple of braking zones, but you've got the beginning of the lap, turn 3, and then you've got Brooklands. But I mean, Brooklands isn't a massively heavy braking zone. And then you've maybe got the club chicane at the very end of the lap, but yeah, I can see a lot of drivers lifting off and super clipping through corners that are supposed to be taking either flat, but a difficult flat, or corners that are supposed to be taken as fast as you possibly can are going to be taken so much slower. And I think it's going to ruin the circuit. It's a shame because they've got some things right with these regs. I mean, the cars are able to follow. Dirty air is almost not completely eliminated, but it's been reduced to a factor where it's not really that much of a factor anymore. Cars can follow each other. Cars can overtake each other. You know, I think it's a little extreme in how easy it is to overtake in some cases, you know, with that push to pass mushroom mode, as it is being referred to, up and down the grid. But, you know, cars can follow.
Any feedback on the car?
They can overtake each other. Those things aren't fundamentally bad. The dirty air issue being almost completely solved is amazing. I think that was kind of an accidental byproduct of these regs. I don't think it was the main intention, but I mean, it's a huge improvement in that respect. But I mean, it is all about battery management and just coasting when you should be pushing at the moment. And yeah, that's the real problem. Alright, let's take a look at our feedback. We almost got it right with Max. We are 1% away, and we gained 1% with Lando. So most of the other stuff was has undone the improvement in the roll bar there. It's just a bit of a shame. Cars could follow relatively well in 22. Not to the same degree. Yes, I mean, there was an improvement, but it wasn't the sort of significant improvement that we're seeing these days, this season. But yeah, development did very, very quickly counteract that as teams started finding ways to increase the outwash and put the vortices back on to try and seal the underfloor, which compounded that dirty air effect significantly. There we go. That is Max sorted. He's now at 100% prep, which is nice.
And we need speed limiter on, and stop on the marks.
Alright, so not as bad as I feared, but this here looks to be the issue, the camber. So my hope is just moving that in slightly, and that way will fix it. I might have gone the wrong way. I might have had to actually go the other way, but in fact, we started quite high on this one, didn't we? I think we started quite low. We'll try this. We'll see how that works. And I will actually send Norris back out, I think, on this one. just because we know Max is sorted. But yeah, we might be getting it even worse with Norris's car here. So we'll get a little bit of a head start on that feedback.
We've got a yellow flag here.
More
Here's the
woes
replay.
for Mick
So
Schumacher.
we're heading now into turn 5. And the rear just lets go. And there's not much they can do about that now.
We're getting a little crowded there by the two HiTechs. Right, here comes that feedback. Did I get it right this time?
Update when you can.
Not quite right, but definitely an improvement.
Understood.
So, that's it for us in this session. There's only a couple of minutes left anyway. Made some progress. Max is now where he needs to be, just about. Norris isn't too far away either. Track temperature a little bit higher, 42.5 degrees in this session. Do I want to go softs? Medium softs in the race, or do I want to go soft, medium, medium? That will determine what I decide to do with tyres in the next session. I think we'll go with mediums in the next session and keep those extra softs. Partly for qualifying and then partly for the race as well. We still have that set of hard tyres on hand. Only one set of mediums will limit us a little bit in terms of flexibility. But I think we're going to be managing our tyre temps anyway on the soft tyres. So they will have good grip. They will have explosive pace when we need it. Or at least for the first half of that tyre life anyway. So I think we'll go with that. Right, into FP3. So, what is off? Again, it's the cornering, isn't it? Which way do I go? I'll try it. Let's see if it works. 15 laps should hopefully be enough to get the feedback. I don't want to spend too much longer on the track than necessary. Max technically doesn't need to go out at all, because I'm confident that we've got that correction correct and he'll be at 100% anyway. But I do want to get some extra car part knowledge unlocked in this session. So, why not?
Green light.
Why not send him back out again? This engine's held on quite nicely. Very high chance of a fault now, as you can see, thanks to the condition of the engine being so terrible. Spin for Franco.
Now let's take a look here at turn 10. And that's the moment they lose it. Not a mistake they'll want to make again.
43.8 degrees, going up quite quickly in the sun. Yeah, we're going to absolutely destroy soft tyres through qualifying. Sounds like I just about got my feedback in for both drivers. 199. Oh, so close. But yeah, there we go. That will do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. There we go. So, we've got our car park knowledge up to 84%. That's pretty good. Spent more time on track than we really needed to, but Norris's setup in particular was proving quite tricky to nail down at first. We've now got that nailed down. Max's is nailed down. So we are done with practice. We now just need to wait out the rest of the session. While we are waiting, let's take a look down at the breakdown of countries currently represented on this grid here. So we've got Australia, Japan, Monaco, Brazil, France, Italy, Spain, New Zealand, Thailand, UK, Germany, Argentina, France, UK, Italy, Australia, Brazil, Netherlands, and the UK. So we've got 3 Italian drivers on the grid, which is I can't remember the last time we had that many Italian drivers on the grid. It's been a very long time, I think. I'm going to actually Google that because I'm not entirely sure when that last happened. Not since the early 90s. (1994) apparently was the last time we had 3 Italian drivers on the grid. Used to be, at one point, you used to get quite a lot of Italians on the grid, but after 94, it all kind of dropped off significantly. Right, there we go. Our drivers are prepped and ready. Next up is qualifying.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
Drivers need to get into Q3 if they want to make the top half of the grid. With only 10 slots available, it's a fight nobody wants to lose.
Now, Karun, you and I were actually just talking about that man there, Max Verstappen. How do you think he'll be feeling today?
They'll be feeling okay, I reckon. They're certainly doing well next to their teammate, and they're really proving their value to the team.
So stay with us, folks. It's sure to be a good one.
Okay, let's get these cars tricked out then, shall we? Better engine. Better gearbox. Better everything. Just engine and ERS on this car. There you go. Right. Let's take to the track. See what those track temperatures are going to be like. Pretty high, I think. 42.3 degrees. We'll have some very warm track right at the very end there. Charles Leclerc out very early. We're going to try and get through with just the one run if we can. Of course, that means making sure we get a clean run. Bortoletto and Fornaroli both taken to the track as well. Looks like we could probably have gone straight out, but we want that track to rubber in a little bit more. Bortoletto quicker than Leclerc in the opening sector, but given the nature of that long slipstream straight into turn one, I'm not that surprised. Schumacher popping out of the pits now. This is where I expect Leclerc to maybe start pulling away from Bortoletto a little bit. Hasn't broken away yet. But he is a couple of tenths quicker, so he's pulled back most of the time lost. Good middle sector for Fornaroli. He's on a good lap here. So it's a 1:13.8, a 1:13.8, and a 1:13.2. Wow, big improvement there for Fornaroli. Let's see what Porsche does. He spins. That's what Porsche does.
And here we've got a yellow flag. Let's watch these cars as they head into turn 10. And the control's lost. In the end, just a helpless
Clumsy
passenger.
Is he going to abort the lap, or will he continue it? He's aborted it. All right, let's send that Max. Was a decent-looking lap for him as well. Never mind. A little bit longer. Out goes Felipe Drugovich. Now we'll send Norris.
Brake warming reminder.
Okay.
So we should get out of Mick's way, I hope, without getting... There we go. Oh, and Mick's locked up.
Yellow flag.
Yeah.
There he is again, back behind
Let's
us.
see what happened there. Right, so this was
Oh
the
dear,
fourth
poor
corner.
Mick. It just doesn't seem to... This game doesn't want to seem
Well, you could see the lockup. They
to
took
let
a
him do
gamble,
well.
and it was just too late.
He has the odd good moment here and there, but more often than not, he's just making mistakes.
So you're in a good position.
And he will have aborted that lap now. A whole heap of cars moving around in the pit lane. I deliberately waited as well to try and avoid traffic coming out in front of us, and lo and behold, out comes Pierre Gasly as Max is getting ready to start his lap.
Okay, gap is good.
Alright, you can know it's just gone purple in the first
Good to go
sector.
whenever you want.
He's into turn 5 now.
And track is clear, track clear. Mode push for last corner, mode push.
Little split for Yuki. Here's a 29.2. Sainz looking pretty quick as well. So Yuki goes top with a 1:13.2, just ahead of Fornaroli. He's put in a very mighty lap. That's Gasly, as he gets out of our way. Might not be quite so kind to Drugovich behind us. Drugovich gets through. Don't think he got held up too much. Into the final sector for Max. Norris comes up to the second split. Fractionally quicker than Norris, than Verstappen, sorry. Verstappen goes top with a 1:12.9. Drugovich into second, a tenth and a half behind. And here comes Lando. And he is just 0.06 of a second behind Max.
So at the moment you have P2. That was a very good lap.
So hopefully that's good enough to get us through and we don't have to run again. But we will prep just in case. Into the final couple of corners for Ollie Bearman. This is a pretty decent lap for him as well. Pops up into P4, 2/10 away. Gasly's not had a good first sector. Middle sector's been all right. And it's P8, and most of that damage was done in the first sector for him.
I'm in.
Right, Oscar
Make sure
is
your limiter is on.
out on track,
Stop on the
starting his
marks.
warm-up lap. Bortoletto is pushing along with Antonelli. Antonelli now with the worst car on the grid for this Grand Prix. Let's see how he does.
Speed limiter on, please. Can stop in front of the garage.
Looks like he's taken offence to that and has decided to go purple in Sector 1. Oscar pulls out of his way. Actually, I think that was Gasly. I think Oscar's a little bit further up ahead. Yeah, that's Oscar. Antonelli could go top here, actually, with this time. Who is it behind him? It's one of the Audis. It's Bortoletto. Not a great middle sector for Bortoletto. Kimi pops up into third, 67 thousandths away. Bortoletto does not improve. He's still 9/10 off as Oscar now starts his flying lap. Oh, and he is going to get caught up with Antonelli in a bad spot. Well, he didn't get necessarily blocked into turn 4 there. He will have had a little bit of dirty air that might have just slowed him down a touch. So not able to replicate that purple first sector of Kimi. Now he's got a slow Williams in front of him as well. And this is, again, an awkward spot. Coming out of 9. It was a little kinder to him this time round. This is a good looking lap for Oscar. Just off Antonelli and our two drivers at the moment, but it all depends on this final sector. And it's just enough to go top by 700ths of a second. Here comes Isaac Hadjar. Behind Mick Schumacher, looking to do a new run. Schumacher improves to P11, Hadjar P14, and that's not a good middle sector, not a good final sector either. What about Jack Doohan? Doohan gets to 16th, but that's the slowest of anyone who's actually set a time so far, so he won't stay there for very long. Lawson will be next again. Not a great middle sector for Lawson. Oh, and that Williams driver, who is that? That's Albon, just starting his lap, and that's going to be a disastrous first sector for Alex Albon. Basically coming to a stop on the line to let him through there. Lindblad's gone up to P6. George just went purple in Sector 1. Colapinto into 16th place. Track conditions are improving as more rubber gets laid down, grip increases, but also the temperature's going up. It's up to 43.5 degrees now. So tyres will take a little bit more thermal punishment. Mini crosses the line. He pops up to P5. That's a good lap for him. Russell now goes top by just under 800ths of a second. Leclerc's on an improved lap. Albon's lost so much time in that first sector. Look, he's lost 5 seconds in the first sector. There we go. Yeah. Terrible lap. That's all because he had to pull over across the start-finish line. Leclerc improves to P9. I'm not sure that that's safe yet. I mean, it should be, but I just don't know for sure. There are a few drivers who should definitely improve, but whether they will or not is another matter. Gasly about to start his second run. He definitely needs to find some time. This will be his final run as we're down to just over 4 minutes left in the session. Pourchaire's first sector not great, but he's found a little bit of time in the middle. Is it going to be enough? I don't know. Sainz yet to start his flying lap. Antonelli finds a small improvement in the opening sector. Pourchaire gets up to 14th. That's precarious. Very precarious. I don't think he'll be safe. Oh, in the background, we see Antonelli going off. So Antonelli will not improve.
Let's take a closer look. We're watching the Ferrari. And that's where they slightly run off the track. And they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there because
should
that
still be
won't
through,
do
though.
it any good.
Evening, Johnny. So around the final corner, Gasly needs something here in the final sector. He gets a tiny improvement, a couple of tenths. He moves up to 14th. It's still not safe. Sainz looking to try and make sure that he stays safe. Piastri goes purple in the first sector. We've got Schumacher, Lawson, Colapinto, Hadjar all out on track at the moment. Out comes Fornaroli. He needs to find something just to make sure he's safe. Pourchaire, Gasly, they're definitely at risk. I don't think Sainz is going to find much of an improvement here. Absolutely flying at 28.9. I think that's the first sub-29 sector that we've seen in Sector 2. Sainz stays P12. Doesn't improve. Piastri goes top by a tenth. Bortoletto's out there. Has not improved in the first sector. Has found a little bit in the middle. It's going to be tight as to who gets through, who doesn't. Needs to finish strong. Track now up to 46.5 degrees. And Bortoletto gets up to 15th. Mick now into the drop zone, but has the chance to respond. So Colapinto will be the first to respond, I think. Followed by Schumacher. Fornaroli gets up to 7th place. That's a big improvement for him. And a big improvement in total, really, for Minardi. Schumacher just did a 21.8 in the opening sector, and that's in clean air as well. That's a really strong first sector. Can he convert that, though, over the rest of the lap? Colapinto will be safe if he can just get a good final sector here. Albon now goes purple in sector 1. Oh, mixed middle sector, not the greatest. Lawson's is not good at all. Lawson might not make it through here. Colapinto gets up to 11th place. Pourchaire is now out. First confirmed casualty of Q1. Lawson and Hadjar up to the line. They switch places, but they're both out. Schumacher didn't make it. I am surprised by that. I thought he'd be safe. He improved his time, but couldn't get through. What about Alex Albon? He's a couple of tenths quicker. And he's done enough. Albon shoots up to 3rd place, so Bortoletto's out. If Doohan can find enough, and he's going to need a miracle now with that middle sector, then that would knock out Gasly. He improves above Lawson, but a long way off still. So Gasly survives. Only just. It's Bortoletto, Pourchaire, Schumacher, Hadjar, Doohan, and Lawson that are eliminated at the end of Q1. Into Q2 then. Pretty good first session. Just the one run needed to get us through. We'll have to go out a little bit earlier this time to leave time for a second run. Just in case we need it. .8 degrees. That is very high on the track temperature. It will cool off a little bit towards the end, it would seem. But this opening 8 to 10 minutes is going to be quite hot. So it's Gasly is the first one onto the track. George now leaving the pit lane too. So Yuki's just popped out right in front of Norris.
Just manage your tyres as you wish.
Yeah.
So Gasly starts his lap. He only just made it through in the last session. Let's see if he's a bit more pacey this time around. Let's see if he's a bit more emphatic in his lap times. Charles Leclerc now leaving the pit lane as well as George crosses the line to start his lap. Maybe a slight issue for George in the opening sector. Depends where he catches up to the back of Leclerc.
track is clear, track clear.
Leclerc pulled over just before that
Hard button
bridge.
off for last corner.
29.3, not the best middle sector from what we've seen. Russell's done a 21.9 in the opening
Track should
sector.
be clear.
We are now starting
Good to
our
go.
lap. And we have Alex Albon pulling out as Max comes through. That's going to be awkward. 113.4 for Gasly. It's not a great lap. Russell around the final corner now. And a 112.8, 6/10 quicker. Neither of our drivers have exactly set the score, set the timing screens alight with that first sector. Norris's middle sector is pretty bad as well. Now he's got some traffic in front of him as well with Alex Albon. Or Albon or is it someone else? Might be somebody else. Yeah, it's Bearman in front of him. Max a little bit better in the middle sector, but these are not great times at all. 1.2 seconds off the pace with Lando. About a second off the pace maybe for Max. Less than that, 8/10. So we are definitely going to need to run again, and we're going to need to run on new tyres. Track temperature not that kind at the moment. So now we've got to try and eke out a window to get a clean run. Bearman's first lap has been pretty terrible. My guess is he got pulled over to let Norris through. See what Leclerc does. It's not a great lap for Charles Leclerc either. Evening, Daniel. And he is a second off the pace. Sort of split equidistant between Max and Lando. As Oscar goes into turn one, he's going to have some traffic of his own to deal with here. Franco Colapinto getting in his way. Very much getting in his way. There we go. He's through. Damage done though. That's a 22.7. That's a pretty bad first sector. Drogovic, 21.9 as he turns into turns 7 and 8. The chicane.
Speed limiter on, please.
Through turn 9.
And, stop on the marks.
It's that DRS zone there.
I'm in.
So limiter should be on.
Albon's popped up into second place.
stop
A couple
on
of
the
tenths
marks.
behind George. Across the line for Felipe, he goes second. 8 thousandths of a second quicker than Albon. What's the damage for Oscar? 1.1 seconds behind. Yeah, lost a lot of time in the opening sector. Lost a couple of tenths in the final sector as well. Maybe the tyres just giving up a touch. Evening, Farah. I was starting to get a little worried. Good to see you again. Did you get my message on Steam? Sainz and Colapinto currently on their laps. We've got one of the cars out of the way. It was one of the Fords, not sure which one. I think Oscar. Both Minardis are looking pretty decent. Evening, Frank. Yeah, I figured you probably had a lot going on. I didn't want to press. But I just, I'm glad you're back. But, if you do need to take time away, then, real world comes first. What have you missed? You've missed a very strong opening season. We've had some amazing results. We are crushing it in the constructors' standings. And pretty strong in the drivers as well. Mini with a little wiggle.
Here's the action at turn 10. Whoa!
Having a moment.
Around they spin. And that certainly wouldn't have been in their plans today.
Yeah, Minardi are back, as you can see. And that is an aborted lap now for Mini. All right, we're going to send out our drivers now and hope that we can avoid the worst of the traffic.
Get everything as you want it to be for the start of the lap.
Okay.
All right, across the line for Lindblad. Not a great middle sector, not the best final sector either. He is quite a way off the pace. So we need a good lap here. Brand new tyres. First run on those scrubs wasn't up to much, unfortunately. Track is still quite toasty, 46.5, but starting to dip. We've gone a touch early. But hopefully we'll get a clean run. We've got Antonelli in front of us pulling into the pits. That's him out of the way. We've also, unfortunately, looks like we've got someone coming out of the pits.
Track is clear. Track is clear.
Kind of. We had Fornaroli going into the pits, and as he gets there, Mini now decides to leave the pits. He will be ahead of Norris into turn 1.
Good to go.
No one popping out in front of Max. Decent first sector. Mini is in the way when we get past him. See if Max can get through cleanly as well. 22-1. Not a great first sector for Max. That's a worry. Middle sector for Norris. And again, slightly slower for Verstappen. He's down about 3/10 now. Up to the line for Lando.
Copy that.
He goes top with a 1:12.8.
So at the moment you have P1.
That should be enough to get him through, although he probably won't top the session. I am worried about Verstappen. I don't think he's going to be safe. Just not a good lap in general. Half a second behind. Evening, Cats. Not looking good for Max. Yeah, no, not looking good at all. Very disappointing lap time there. Oscar leaving the pit lane with Ollie Bearman tucked up right behind him. Gasly starting his flying lap. Kimi coming around the final corner to start his flying lap. More traffic piling out of the pits. We don't have time to go again with Max now. Mini improving in the middle sector. His final sector will be a personal best because he had that spin last time out, but I don't think he's got enough to get through. Oh, he does, and he's quicker than Max. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Gasly and Antonelli both improving.
And stop on the marks.
Yeah, I'm in.
And limiter on.
Yeah, I think Max is
Stop on
out.
the marks.
It doesn't look like Leclerc's going to do enough. And he doesn't. Leclerc out in P12 at the moment. Gasly moves up to P3. So we're down to 9th. Antonelli is improving as well. He's about to leapfrog us. And with Oscar still in that bottom zone, expect him to improve and knock out Max. Unless he gets held up somewhere. Oh, please get held up somewhere. Actually, looks like he's tucked up behind Bearman now. So Antonelli up to 3rd. Max now in danger. Fornaroli might yet knock me out at this rate. Oh, and Albon, he's already ahead of us. Sainz does not improve his position, but does take a 10th off his time. Fornaroli just misses out by 0.003 of a second. That was tight. What about Lindblad? Lindblad looks like he might do it. And he does. He goes up to P5. So Max is out. Piastri's not had a great middle sector in that dirty air. There's a risk that Piastri might not make it through here. That would be something to cushion the blow. Bearman just sneaks into 10th. Piastri's out in 15th. Too much dirty air for Oscar. And we are sandwiched by the Minardis of Mini and Fornaroli. Colapinto's still on a lap, but with that middle sector, I doubt he's going to do it. Yeah, it doesn't improve. He stays in P14. So, Norris tops the session, out in Q2. Gabriele Mini and Leonardo Fornaroli, 11th and 13th. The two Minardis out. In between them, Max Verstappen, championship leader and current world champion, in 12th. Colapinto in 14th. 15th for Oscar Piastri and 16th for Charles Leclerc in the Honda. Okay, into Q3. This is going to be a fly in the ointment. I mean, it's good for Norris, but I mean, once again, Max just not getting it done when he needed to. And with his target being to win the Grand Prix, we are effectively going to have to either choose to sacrifice Norris to second so that we can fulfill both sponsor objectives. That's assuming that Max gets up there. Or we just miss out on just under 1.4 mil. Track temperature 45.5 degrees. Going to start warm and then be a little bit cooler in the second half of the session.
Now we have green light.
Russell going out. We're going to go out early as well. Evening, Fran. What happened to Max? Just not a good enough lap in Q2. Out in P12. But luckily, main rival Oscar out in P15.
We need a good warm-up on front brakes.
Cool.
Shocker for Max. Yeah, a bit of a strange one. I mean, not any major issues in terms of track position. He actually had a clean run, just wasn't that quick. A rare bad lap when he needed it. We've seen him pull out some absolutely scorching laps since he's been with us, but yeah, just not there in that one. So Gasly's on track. Russell obviously just ahead of us. We've got Drugovic just coming through turn 9 behind us. Looks like we will have a clean run for this first run. Scrubbed tyres, but not massively scrubbed.
And track is clear, track clear.
Currently at 88%. They're not heated up
And
properly.
charge button
Maybe
off
that was an
for last
issue
corner. Charge button off.
with Max, that his tyres just weren't up to temperature on that first run. As Antonelli exits the pit lane. His tyres aren't fired up yet. But we are a couple of tenths up as we finally get the rear tyres and now the front tyres into the window. Took an entire sector to do it, but with that. So, good start, all things considered. Tyres should be nicely grippy at the end of the lap. Another couple of tenths up. George coming up to the line. There's a 22.1 in the final sector, 1:13.3. Here comes Norris. Drugovic's lap is not anything special at the moment. And another couple of tenths, so just over 5 tenths ahead
And stay negative.
for Russell
Stay
after
negative
rounding.
on the dash.
Gasly looking pretty quick in that first sector. Here comes Felipe. So we have a slight edge over Gasly at the moment. As Sainz and Bearman round the final turn now to start their laps. Antonelli with a good first sector as well. Gasly crossing the line in interesting style there with a big lockup.
Confirm.
That's something you have missed, Max. Farah, is a lot of live accidents.
Land the lane.
And speed limiter on.
Stop in front of the garage.
So second place for him today. It's looking good for Norris so far. Top of the field. Sainz and Bearman don't look quick enough at the moment to challenge that. Albon might have something to say. Got some traffic to work through, though. He's got Tsunoda and Gasly in front of him. Looks like he got through okay. Sainz is only P6, Bearman's P4. Lindblad's not looking quick enough either. And across the line, Albon's only good enough for P4. So we hold the lead. Get a fresh set of tyres ready. Track now going up even more. 47.5 degrees now. All right, switching focus to Tsunoda. He's got to get past one of the Alpines, the HiTechs. Not sure which one that is. Looks like it might be Bearman. No, it's Lindblad. And again, it's not looking like it's going to threaten Norris's time here. Out of the final turn. And across the line. Tsunoda's good enough for P5. So Antonelli currently the biggest threat in this session. George firing up to go out again. Track temperature still increasing. 47.8 degrees now. It's supposed to be cooling down. Felipe Drugovich exiting the pit lane as well. So yeah, to catch up on some of the things that have changed for this season, Farah, given it's our final season, I made quite a lot of changes in the driver market in the end. We swapped out Maserati for Minardi. Honda completed their takeover of Aston Martin and became a works team. And we've changed the point system. So, a reminder for those of you who are new as well. Point system for this season. We're back to 24 races for this final year with 8 sprints. So 32 races in total. Sprints are still worth the same amount. We can't mess around with sprint points, so it's still 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But the race points, there is 17 points for a win, 13 points for second, 10 for third, then 8 for fourth, and then it's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down to 11th place for 1 point. And there's a bonus point for pole position, and a bonus point for the fastest lap. So 19 points available on the normal Grand Prix weekend, and 27 points available on a sprint weekend. Russell improving. Purple in that middle sector. Antonelli about to cross the line to start his lap. A couple more cars coming out the pit lane. Antonelli's going to have some traffic to deal with. Gets past Sainz easily enough into turn 1. Russell does go top by just 0.03 of a second. Antonelli finds his way past Gasly there. Next up is Yuki Tsunoda. New career next, yes. We'll be starting our 2013 playthrough soon. And then we'll also be starting a new 2026 regulation season with the new car models, the new battery regs. Shortly after that. Drugovic crosses the line and has stayed in P10. Antonelli losing a little bit of time in the middle sector. And he's now coming up to the back of Norris. Please don't pull me over at the start of my lap.
Clear. And will be charge button off for last corner.
I think we're far enough ahead that we won't get pulled over. Yes, we are. That's good. I was a little concerned. Antonelli does not improve in the end. Lost too much time in the first sector. Let's see what Norris can do. We have traffic of our own here with Bearman in front of us. No improvement in the first sector. What about the rest of the lap though? Come down 44.4 degrees. Sainz goes purple. Did Sainz suddenly sneak pole position at his home circuit? That would be something special for him. He's going to get past Antonelli here. Does so through turn 6 into 7. No improvement again for Norris. Unless we have a mighty final sector, we're not going to pit George. No improvement at all. Ah, damn it. What about Sainz? Could he do this? Tsunoda crosses the line. He stays in P4. Gasly stays in P5. Sainz goes to P3. What about Albon? Albon goes to P2. At P2, he knocks us onto the second row. So Russell is going to take pole position ahead of Alex Albon, separated by just 15 thousandths of a second. Norris in third is 300ths away from pole. Then it's Sainz 700ths away from pole. That's the top 4 spots. Then a couple of tenths away, Kimi Antonelli in 5th. Lines up alongside Yuki Tsunoda. Then it's Gasly from Bearman, Lindblad and Drugovic. That is your top 10 before penalties. So George gets the bonus point for sticking it on pole position. Let's take a look at the amended grid, as we do have a penalty further down for Bortoleto, and maybe it's somebody else as well. We'll see.
The stage is set here in Barcelona. 66 laps around a track that the drivers know inside and out.
Barcelona is a circuit with plenty of history under its belt. It was here, after all, that multiple world champion Max Verstappen secured his very first F1 victory back in 2016.
Long straights and medium speed turns dominate here, but there's something else to watch out for at Barcelona. The air currents are strong and unpredictable, and they'll be giving aerodynamic components a real run for their money this weekend. The time has come to fight it out. It's race day.
All right, the amended grid then. No change to the top 10. Bortoleto with just a 3-place penalty for taking out Antonelli in the previous race. So he will start from P20. No other changes to the grid. So it will still be Max in 12th, Oscar in 15th, Lando in 3rd, George and Albon on the front row. Strategy then. We are going to go with a soft, medium, soft. We're going to be looking after our tyres. We are going to take some fuel out of the car. Going to take 4 laps out. go. And let's see what we can do. It's going to be, I think, a relatively straightforward Grand Prix for Norris. His target is to finish in the top 2. Max, his target is to finish in first, and he is outside of the points at the moment, so that is going to be a bit trickier. But 2 more upgrades on the car for tonight. Let's see if we can use that extra performance and bring him through the field. The start of the Spanish Grand Prix is next.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway.
They're a long way off where they should be in P16. It'll be a tricky race to get back into the points from here.
Here we go. It's time to go racing. This is it. It's the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, Max, a long way to go. Norris gets up into second, past Alex Albon. Tucks in behind George.
Charge button.
Max
on.
actually getting shuffled
Yeah,
down
go
into
for
13th. Mini's got ahead of Drugovic. We get back in front of Fornaroli. And
Charge
Mini
on.
and Drugovic fighting away over P10. Albon starting on the hard tyres, as is Porsche. Colapinto on the mediums, everybody else starting on soft tyres. George is already threatening to try and break away.
DRS.
Shot that down.
Confirm.
.1 degrees is the current track temperature. Should cool off quite soon, and then it will definitely be a lot warmer in the final stint.
Front will be Russell.
So I may switch and go soft, medium.
Next
Instead of
car
soft,
behind
medium,
now
soft.
is Sainz.
We'll see how I feel about that as we approach the pit windows. Oh, someone's off in a big way. Tsunoda and Albon are out.
Caution for
We
debris.
heard the squealing of tyres. Someone he locked up, and it looks like it was Tsunoda. It was up the inside.
What's an idiot?
Neither driver looks to have retired.
Clearly then, not what everyone in the garage would have wanted
It wasn't
to see.
a rear end impact. It was almost a side-on-side contact there. So Tsunoda has carried on going. Albon had to wait for everyone to go through, but he's back underway again. He's missing half a wing. How bad's the damage to Yuki's car? He also is missing half a wing. Or not half a wing, but a good chunk of his front wing. And And that's given Max an opportunity to get up the inside of Felipe Drugovich.
Mode push, please. Mode push.
Penalty for Yuki Tsunoda, who hasn't boxed. He's stayed out. So Max will have to do this on the track. Battery and DRS should swoop us through pretty quickly. Max up to P9. And Drugovich follows us through. Norris fending off Sainz. And almost back into Russell's DRS. Just missing it this time round. There is Sainz. Watching brief. Now we're out of battery. Can we just hold it through this final couple of corners here? Ah, we're going to miss out again.
Just a reminder on DRS.
So Sainz will have a look at us. Max has just about caught the back of Mini. And we'll get the DRS. Lindblad sets the fastest lap. Max takes it away. A 1:18.0 for him. Max did a 1:18.0 as well. Very close then. Has a little look at Mini, but can't get the move done. Let's go into top up.
Charge on.
So how close is that? A 0.46 and a 0.77. Yeah, very close. Look, 31 thousandths between the two times. Back to Norris. Russell scampering away a little bit, but will probably be pushing his tyres a bit harder than we are. As long as we can keep Sainz at bay.
Mode push.
Let's punch past Mini now, if we can. Evening ZXI. A little half-hearted defence there from Mini, but Max too good and overcomes that pretty easily. Tsunoda's dipped down to 14th place now.
Charge on.
Oscar up to P12. 1 point or 1 place away from the points. Schumacher fighting with Leclerc. These two squabbling side by side as they are stuck behind Tsunoda, who still hasn't boxed. And looks like he's going to go until his pit stop before he changes that wing. Albon hasn't stopped either. So it looks like he's staying out until his scheduled stop as well. Look at them all queuing up behind Yuki Tsunoda. And finally, that's Leclerc through. Max is already onto the back of Lindblad. Norris losing ground to Russell, but saving some tyre wear and keeping Sainz behind. And they are all swarming around the back of Tsunoda's car here. 3 wide down the main straight as 3 cars get through in very quick succession. 2 more still to come. And there we just saw a little shot of Albon going into turn 1 in the background, also suffering thanks to that collision. Right, let's move back to Max as he is putting pressure on Arvid Lindblad. He's certainly feeling feisty. What makes it a little tricky is that Lindblad has the DRS of his teammate. So we'll harvest a little bit.
Charge on.
And looks like we have actually managed to just about drop Carlos Sainz. No DRS for Sainz on this lap. So is that going to allow Norris to speed up a bit? Now that he's not having to watch his wing mirrors so much. New fastest lap for Hadjar as Lindblad dives up the inside of Bearman into turn 1. Another 1:18.0. Piastri is caught for Norris, so he'll be trying to punch into the points very, very soon. We've got an issue for Charles.
But there! Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
Let's see if we can maybe put enough pressure on Bearman that he loses the DRS to his teammate here. That's going to be very tricky to do, but might at least drop him back enough to give us a run at him. We have got more pace than these guys.
Very happy with your tyre use.
Yeah.
It's a late move from Max in the braking zone, but he gets alongside Ollie Bearman. Has the inside line through turn 3. Bearman trying to hang it around the outside. And there we go, Max shuts the move down on the exit of 4. Next up, Lindblad. And P6. So Max is fighting his way through very efficiently right now. Let's check tyre wear. Only slightly above the wear graph. But we should hopefully get past Lindblad very quickly here.
Charge on. Charge on.
Lindblad goes to cover the inside. We'll go around the outside of him. And comfortably through in the braking zone. Next up, Gasly and P5. What do I think about the F1 season so far? I think there are some good points. There's also a lot of bad points. Qualifying in particular is not enjoyable. I hate to see drivers lifting through corners that they should be attacking. Evening, Victor. And I'm really, really worried about certain circuits that are coming up on the grid. Silverstone especially.
What about tyres?
Monza's going to have some issues as well.
I'm good.
It was not enjoyable watching them lifting and coasting through 130R this weekend, or last weekend at Suzuka. Right, looks like we are starting to close that gap to Russell back down a bit. Max has pulled away from Lindblad, 2.5 seconds away from Gasly. Took 6/10 out of him on that last lap. Mini now gets past Ollie Bearman. Piastri still not in the top 12 yet, or the top 11 yet. And everyone's quite tight together now, so it might be tricky for him to move forward for a while yet. There's Max's tyre wear looking a little bit healthier compared to Norris, but not by much. .8 degrees on track. It's going to get a little bit warmer in the moments. It's like Russell's responded to us closing him down. Upped his pace slightly. Sainz now about a second a lap slower, so the gap 2.3 seconds now.
Gap behind is 2.2 seconds.
Antonelli is just trying to edge onto the back of Sainz to get away from Gasly and give himself maybe a little opportunity at Carlos. And didn't get the DRS, it's going to be tight. He might have just missed it. We did, but we got the slipstream. Piastri is now up into the points in P11. Drogovic has slipped away a little bit. Mini's now up into 7th place. The Minardis are looking strong today as Tsunoda comes in to get off those soft tyres, and is he going to change that front wing as well? He should do. This will be a slow stop as a result, but penalty to serve as well. I forgot about that. There we go. Soft tyres off, mediums on, new front wing on. And away he goes. He is not that going to be not that far ahead of Russell on track. But he should have enough pace to avoid being lapped now. Still has some significant damage to his car, though.
Charge on.
Okay.
Oh, we need to do fuel saving, don't we? I forgot about that. Let's start doing some fuel saving now.
Please increase by 10%.
Yep.
Yeah, the upgrades that Minardi have brought are working well.
Mode push, please. Mode push.
I thought about it, but Gasly's got the DRS to Antonelli, so there's no point wasting our battery at this point.
On this set.
Okay.
And of course, he's now lost it. As soon as I decide to cancel the push, he loses the DRS. Norris now 2.5 seconds behind Russell. Has brought that gap down again, ever so slightly. Lawson's into the pits. Set of mediums.
Okay.
He'll get out comfortably ahead of Tsunoda. And Sainz is in. So, first of the front runners to hit the pits. That's a pretty tidy stop there for Mercedes. Where's he going to feed out? That's the key question. How much traffic is he going to have to fight back through? Some of them will be, well, most of them will be boxing soon. He's going to come out behind Bortoletto, maybe? Certainly behind Doohan. Just between the two Audi drivers. And it's time for us to think about trying to punch past Gasly now. Right, we've got a problem for Bearman, and Albon's into the pits.
I've got my power.
New front wing on for Albon. Looks like he has some significant damage to his car still as well.
Okay for mode push.
Yeah.
No management.
And he comes out just behind Yuki Tsunoda. But on a set of softs, so should get past him, I would imagine. Unless he gets hit with another drive-by from Yuki. Bearman and Schumacher into the pits as Max has a look into turn one. Has that inside line for 3. Gets it through, and now Fornaroli with an issue. Oh, that's a shame.
And as far as we can tell, they've got a fault with the car.
Very quick stop there for Schumacher. Bearman's gone to a set of mediums. Softs again for Schumacher. Max is now through past Gasly and will continue to push. Go after Antonelli. Max is making really good pace in this race so far. He's going to be on Antonelli for an overtake at the end of the lap, it would seem. Unless Antonelli dives into the pits.
What about tyres?
No, let's start to struggle a bit with the rear.
So Antonelli stays out. Are we close enough to have a run into turn one as Lindblad now dives into the pits? Oh yeah, look at that overspeed.
Yeah.
Again, Max just up the inside through turn one. He's been so good there all week. Tidy stop, but not especially quick there for Lindblad. Hadjar and Doohan both in.
Okay, next car, Norris.
Not a bad stop there for Isaac. Doohan out. And we've got a yellow flag.
Watch out for yellow.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh, and what is that for? Yuki.
But
Of course
this
it's
is what
Yuki.
happened.
Did he
Now
lock
we're
up
down
into
at
Alex
turn
Albon?
9.
No, Albon was still behind him.
Very heavy on the brakes. And they ended up their own passenger.
Yeah, can't use Albon as a speed brake this time. Sainz gets ahead of Charles Leclerc. Leclerc yet to stop. Russell's into the pits.
So increase pushing status. Tires are ready.
Yep, all good.
So deployed.
Yeah,
And
confirm.
another set of softs going straight on for George.
Okay, Kev, if there's anything left in the tank, let's
Now,
go for it.
where's he going to come out? Come on, Colapinto and Porsche. Come on, Colapinto and Porsche. Ah, they're not going to get him. Damn it. I was hoping that they would stay in front, they would get in front of him because they haven't stopped yet. And will continue to go a little while yet before they stop. Well, maybe not so much longer for Colapinto, but Porsche should go a while yet. It's time to stretch our legs a bit now, see what we can do pace-wise. Maybe just go for an undercut.
And push now, everything you have.
Yeah, confirm.
I think I'm going to go with the mediums.
Okay, so
Save the softs to have that grip disparity advantage over George in the final stint.
And we have the fastest lap.
Yep,
And 17.3 for Norris, 118.3 for Max because he hasn't pushed as long on this lap. Antonelli into the pits, and so is Oscar, and that
Yeah,
is
confirm.
I was going to say it's going to free up George, but I think George was already through. Let's see, medium tyres for Oscar and Antonelli, so they're going on to a similar strategy to us. So now it's a question of how fast is George going to be on those new tyres, and how much time are we going to lose with these next couple of laps. Let's see, 1:16.6. Oof. Yeah, we need to box this lap.
Box now, box now.
All right, both the Minardis are in.
Box confirm. Load in, boxing this lap.
Okay.
Tidy work from the pit crew on the first car and on the second car as well. Medium tyres for Fornaroli. Mini has mediums as well. Oscar is out ahead of Fornaroli, but not by a huge amount. Sainz finally gets past Porsche. He's been stuck behind him for a little while. And into the pits we come. George is going to get back ahead of us.
I'm in.
Don't know whether we'll get out in front of Mercedes. 2.0. It's not a bad stop, but it's not a great stop.
And what's a white line on exit?
That's even worse. 2.1.
You're in clear air.
Colapinto's into the pits. Yeah, so there goes Verstappen. Where is Norris?
So at the moment you have P2.
Comfortably ahead.
Next car in front will be Russell. Behind you it's Sainz. Gap to Sainz behind, 3.4.
Let's fire up these tyres and then go back to fuel saving again. So we've got the hard work to do again. Russell will be quicker than us on this stint, but it should come to us in the final stint.
He's 1.5 seconds behind. You are P5.
Another escalation there.
But the car's definitely not happy.
For Charles
Surely
Leclerc.
some kind of fault.
Puts his car into precarious conditions. And Tsunoda is about to get lapped. Can we keep Antonelli at bay?
He has DRS.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Okay, remember mode push.
Not even close.
Okay.
Charge on, please.
Okay.
Amount of overspeed with the DRS, maybe a little bit of battery as well.
Yes, let's go.
Tyres about to hit the window.
Tyre temps are good.
There we go.
Yeah.
No management required.
Okay.
Look after the front tires.
Yeah, confident.
Charge on.
Okay.
So a 1:17.5 for George, who has now lapped Yuki Tsunoda. Given that he was 5 seconds quicker, that's not that surprising. Porsche's into the pits. That will clear him out of the way of Max and deny Antonelli a DRS overtake. Oh, that was a rapid-looking stop there for Mercedes. Yeah, there we go. Perfect stop. We are just on the leaderboard, but we will not stay there with that time. That is for certain. Porsche is out in 19th place, and he's not one-stopping. He is going for a two-stop. So it's not going to be smooth sailing from here, but we're looking comfortable at the moment, at least as far as Norris is concerned. Maybe not quite as comfortable with Max. I don't think Max is going to be able to catch up enough to Norris to be able to legitimately fight for for getting ahead of him. Yellow flag. Is that Albon making a mistake, maybe? No, a lock-up for Drogovic in turn
Let's have a
1.
look at that. Now with the Haas. Everything's all right here. Struggling with the car. By that point, it was just too late.
We still have to find 4 kilos of fuel. We haven't had a VSC yet, which I'm surprised at. But we have saved a couple of kilos since we started fuel saving, so it shouldn't take us too long to get the rest of this down. But we might have to fuel save to the end of the race now, unless we do get a safety car or a VSC. Pace-wise, we are a little bit slower, but that's to be expected given the compound difference and the fact that we are fuel saving. We're not going to be saving our tyres on this stint. We'll do that on the next set of softs. Just keep the pace going on these ones. We'll only save if we need to just cool the temps down briefly. Oscar now in P10, so into the points. He's on for 2 points as things currently stand. George on for the Grand Slam, pole, fastest lap and the win. Full 19-point spread. Hopefully we can disabuse him of that notion. Staying relatively static at the moment as we now get our way past Yuki Tsunoda.
Blue flag.
Lost a little bit of time there. Disabuse Barra. I was wondering if you'd pick up on that one. Not 100%. I believe it is just a Vuse with this at the front of it. I'm going to Google it now. Yeah. DISABUSE. Right, we actually pulled in half a second on Russell on that last lap. Sainz keeping that gap pretty close as well. He's actually closed the gap slightly. Max now starting to close in on Antonelli. Gasly having a good run behind us, 17.3 that last time round. We're down to just 3.2 kilos under fuel, so we are saving fuel pretty quickly here.
Very happy with tyre management.
Another 18.5. As Albon's into the pits again. And 17.7 for Norris. Medium tyres for Albon, and I don't know who will take those to the end. I think we might see another stop from Albon yet. Schumacher coming in as well. Pop back out into 20th place. Bearman with another escalation.
I've got no power.
Still has no power. But still in the points. Just he's got Fornaroli right behind him and Isaac Hadjar. Another 18.5 for Russell. 3 18.5s in a row. 18.1 for Norris this time around, but still closing that gap down. It's just over 9 seconds now. Antonelli still just that fraction quicker than us. Gasly losing a little bit of time for the first time in a couple of laps. And Fornaroli is just chomping at the bit here to try and get through. He does, and Hadjar's going to follow through as well. And Bearman loses 2 places in one corner. This is a circuit where you can generally save fuel
tyres?
relatively easily. If you don't push your fuel at any point, I think you can gain a couple of kilos from start to finish around here. As you can see, we're down to just 2.5 kilos under fueled now. So we will stop fuel saving again at some point soon.
Currently P5.
Once again, we took another big bite out of George Russell.
Car behind is Gasly. He is 2.3 seconds behind.
So at the moment you have P2. Next car in front will be
Russell
Russell.
doing an excellent job today.
Behind we have Sainz.
Yellow flag.
3.3.
Is that Charles Leclerc, maybe? I don't know who made the mistake. Let's see. Oh, it's a spin for Mini.
Yellow flag.
Mini. He makes so many mistakes. He's got good pace, but he's just so inconsistent. Some place lost to Gasly. Or is that actually to Oscar? That's to Oscar, I think. Yeah, it was to Oscar. Back up to about full battery again, so let's spend some of it.
And you can use all the boost bar.
Okay.
Mode
Antonelli
push,
has
please.
now got himself onto
Okay.
the back of Sainz. Looks like he's been pushing a little bit as well, or maybe Sainz just had a really bad lap. I think it's probably just Sainz having a really bad lap. George pushing as well, suddenly a second quicker last time around. Bearman is starting to drop down the order. Unfortunately, that engine issue that he has is proving to be a significant one. Leclerc not having much fun either. And in P20, another yellow flag. That's Schumacher at turn 4.
And it was Mick Schumacher involved. Oh, all right so far. The brakes couldn't cope. They were just unable to do much about it.
Right, Max has caught Sainz.
You've got the
Norris
fastest
sets a
lap.
new fastest lap, a 1:16.6, just as Russell starts slowing down again. Max makes his now customary move up the inside into turn 1, and that is him through into P4. Antonelli's already scampered away a little bit with a quick lap of his own. Now only 2 kilos underfueled, and we're still about halfway through this Grand Prix, so a long way to go yet. Into the pits comes Yuki Tsunoda. Bearman now down to P50. Soft tyres and a bad stop, and Tsunoda's going to have to stop again. There's no way those soft tyres will last that long.
And start button on.
And
Start
Russell's
button
in,
on.
so I'm guessing this will be for hard tyres then.
Charge on.
Okay.
You need to keep your K1 usage down a bit, otherwise you'll just run out of battery and then you'll just be taken over again.
Another set of soft
Okay.
tyres. So, it looks like a 3-stop then for George. Yeah, soft, 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 and he's going to have to do medium or hard at the end. And that has just handed us a really, really good chance of winning this Grand Prix outright. And maybe even getting a 1-2 as well. As Lawson and Doohan both come in. It'll be a battle of the pit crews. Soft tyres going on for Lawson, medium tyres for Doohan. They hold positions. George is out behind Gasly, who's on hard tyres and will probably go a little bit longer yet. Hopefully he stays there, but I think he's going to just blitz past him here on the main straight. When we get to 1.5 kilos, we're going to stop fuel saving for a bit. Takes off like a rocket. Meanwhile, teammate Hadjar boxes from P11. Felipe Drogovic hitting
Norris
the pits
ahead of
as
you.
well.
4 seconds. Remember, long way to go in this race.
Tidy stop. Max is closing in on Antonelli. Yeah, just over 1.5 seconds now. Decent stop there for Felipe. Let's ease off on the fuel save for a bit now.
From tyre point of view, we don't think lift and coast is necessary.
Yeah, okay.
No lift off needed.
There is Kimi just ahead.
Okay.
Actually, I have to say I'm a bit impressed with Kimi's pace this weekend, considering he came into this Grand Prix with the car with the least performance on it, according to the database editor. Russell gets past Sainz, so yeah, he didn't just clear Gasly, but he cleared Sainz a lap later,
No worries, mate.
who was 3 seconds up the road. So Russell is going to be insanely quick. It's only 3.5 seconds behind Max. Hopefully Max will hold him up.
Mode push.
Yeah.
How long till we make our stop? At 40, 41, that kind of window. And that 43 for Norris, but we can bring that forward a little bit. Right, let's go ahead and make those amendments. Stuff on lap 45, not lap 41, lap 46. So we'll bring that to lap 45 for Max. And lap 46 for Lando. There we go. Stop them on alternate laps this time around. Now just 2 seconds behind as we edge our way onto the back of Antonelli. He is rocketing up to the back of us. There he is.
Russell is behind. 1.8 seconds behind you. Okay, let's get on it. Still everything to play for.
So it's going to be an extra stop required for George, but he's making good use of that pace. And he could yet pull this off. Hopefully he won't, but maybe. The state of our rear tyres, they're already starting to look a little bit manky. Fornaroli, is that him out?
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
No, it's not a retirement for Fornaroli. This car's not looking healthy.
You are good to go. Mode push.
Bearman now down to P16. Mistake for Albon at turn 10. Sainz into the pits. As we just about keep George at bay for now.
Car behind is Russell.
Hard tyres and a bad stop.
His focus
What
is
a
on
shame
long
for
race.
Sainz. He's been having a good run here in his home race. Good evening up, Joe. Max has announced his retirement. I haven't seen that story, given the day it is.
What about tyres?
I'm not entirely convinced it's a genuine article. I mean, I also saw that James Vowles had been sacked and replaced with Christian Horner at Williams, but I know that's an April Fool's. Yellow flag.
Charge on.
Is that Oscar?
Yep.
It is! Oh, Oscar, what have you done? He's locked up. He has to let Mini through. And Fornaroli. Oh, there's my mouse. I lost it. And Porsche got through as well. So 3 places lost there for Oscar.
So car behind is Russell.
We just lost the DRS. There's George.
Do your best.
And he's got too much grip. And he sneaks his way through. Damn you, George. But we didn't make it easy on him.
There's progress to be made. Car behind is Gasly.
Into the pits for Gabriel Bortoletto. Been a little anonymous today. Bearman coming in. His race has fallen apart since that engine issue escalated up. He's lost so much speed as a result. Hard tyres going on. Not a bad stop. Hard tyres there. Also not a bad stop. Antonelli hits the pits.
Car ahead, he's Russell.
And a set of hard tyres going on for Kimi. Makes me wonder if that's what George is going to do. Mini now boxes from P7. And Fornaroli in as well. So once again, Minardi opting to double stack. It worked out last time. Will it work again this time? They're a little bit closer this time around by the look of it. Oh, lovely work again from the Minardi pit crew. Not especially quick stops, but they were clean. In and out, no drama. Both cars serviced without any delays. Pretty decent stop there for Honda as well, for Charles Leclerc. So Russell is going to be closing down pretty quickly.
And we need to increase
onto the back
lift and
of
coast.
Norris now.
Confirm.
Let's get a bit more fuel saving done.
It's doing lift and coast now.
As we are getting close to our pit window. Gasly's in. We're about 10 seconds ahead of Gasly with Max. Or we were. Let's see what we are at the end of this. Medium tyres. Porsche coming in as well. That will free up Oscar. There he goes. Oscar will get out ahead of his teammate as well. Sainz has gone through too. Medium tyres to Teo. That was a pretty smooth stop. Out comes Gasly into turn 1. He's ahead of Colapinto, who gets overtaken by Isaac Hadjar. Porsche is just going to get there ahead of Fornaroli. That was important given that Fornaroli has that issue and is on the hard tyres. So Porsche should be able to push on from here. Try and move up a bit more. 118.0 for Norris. Down to just 1 kilo to find. Another yellow flag. Oh, that is a safety car. It's a full safety car. The two Astons have hit each other, two Hondas.
Safety car deployed.
And Tsunoda again. Slamming into somebody. That's twice this Grand Prix.
As tyres for the
And I
team
think he's
back in the
taking
garage.
both of them out here.
That was a tough moment to watch.
They are both out. Oh, my God. Right, well, this has worked out beautifully for us.
Box, please confirm.
No replay, apparently.
Box.
Right, into the pits for Oscar.
So there was a crash and with debris around the track.
George is going to box as well. Hard tyres going on for Oscar. Tsunoda gets another
you're
penalty.
having P4.
That's his second penalty,
Car
but he
in front
can't
of
serve
you
it
is
this time.
Verstappen.
Sots are still quicker. I had a feeling they would be. I just wanted to double check. Well, I still had an opportunity to make the switch over to hard tyres.
Lovely delay.
This is a full course safety car, thanks to Yuki Tsunoda taking out Charles Leclerc. .91, not bad. Better, much better. I'm not going to get out in front of George, but we will come out in third place. Antonelli only just coming up to the line now.
So at the moment you are P1. Behind you we have Russell. Gap to him 2.0. Energies are good.
Confirm.
There we go. So, safety car queue formed.
Slow down now.
There is a chance now that Norris could actually fight Lando for the win here.
Try to reduce curb use and it's unsettling the car.
Yeah.
What did George put on? He did put on mediums, as expected. Maybe a lap or two earlier than he was planning to, but he's put them on anyway. Right, while we wait for the safety car to form up and then for the lapped cars to unlap themselves, we will take a quick commercial timeout.
Tyre temps look good.
Yeah.
So lapped cars may unlap themselves.
Okay, the unlap instruction came a lot sooner than I was expecting. Which means we may well go racing again at the end of this lap. Let's take a look at where our tyres are sitting. Norris, stuck behind the safety car, can't use the driving clean air instruction. Max can. That's why his tyres are a little bit cooler. In fuel save, there we go.
Suggests that you can reduce the amount of lift and coast at turn 1.
Okay.
Albon crosses the line. He's now back on the lead lap, albeit a long way behind. Are we going racing? Yes, we are. A short safety car.
Safety car is in this lap.
Okay.
And more energy available.
Mode push, please. Mode push.
Okay. Yeah, confirm.
Safety car.
Leading Adrian. Lando taking his sweet ass time here. There he goes. Not a good restart for Max. Lost a little bit of momentum to George. Antonelli might have a look. Not quite close enough.
Okay, let's get on it. Still everything to play for.
Charge on.
Yeah, confirm.
Charge on.
Let's see if we can burn out Russell's tyres a little bit here.
Mode push.
DRS enable.
Charge on.
Corner Wally down to 13th as Hadjar gets through. Oscar's in 10th place right now, so he's on for 2 points.
Okay for mode push.
Russell behind with DRS.
Yeah, okay.
Use the energy.
Confirm.
You can push.
Might need to pick up the pace a little bit.
We might be able to hold him off into turn 1. You can see Max closing in. Oh, and he just goes late on the brakes and gets that move done.
I can't keep up with the guys ahead.
race is long. Car behind is Verstappen. Now next car behind is Verstappen. Up to Verstappen behind, 0.6. Continue, keep going.
So let's have mode push now, please.
And hopefully we'll get back through again at the start of the lap. "19 laps to go."
And Verstappen behind with DRS.
George shuts the door.
Charge on. Charge on. We need to do the full management on this set.
And easy on the front tires.
Confirm.
You do need to think about the fastest lap here as well.
So next car behind is Verstappen. Verstappen behind at 0.5. Continue like this.
Track temperature up to 44.3 again. And looks like we might have just lost the DRS to Russell.
Verstappen behind with DRS.
Yeah.
Another yellow flag. Who's that for? Is that Colapinto? Or is he just overtaken? And he did lock up.
Right then, you can take a look now. It was the Williams driver we see there. Things were going smoothly, and the car fails to respond. What caused that, I wonder?
Gap to Verstappen behind, 0.7. Alright, let's concentrate.
And we need to increase lift and coast by 30%.
And push.
Oh, I just broken the DRS to max. Maybe. Nope. Good. Because we need to keep his battery harvesting going a little bit longer.
Verstappen with DRS.
Sainz gets overtaken by Gasly. Schumacher gets past Hadjar. Lawson and Colapinto fighting.
And gap to Verstappen behind, 0.7.
Okay.
Okay, charge on.
I'm a little concerned that we haven't been able to close George back down again just yet.
And you are doing a good job on tires. So P2. Next car in front will be Russell.
And
Gap
in fact,
to
he's
him,
still edging
2.2.
away from me.
Verstappen behind at 1.2.
So we'll go for a fastest lap attempt
You
on the
could
next
save
lap.
less.
Before the tyres start giving up too much performance. Albon's into the pits.
Yeah.
Let's
So
get
the
up to
soft
these guys.
tyres,
in
that
front.
just seems odd. Why didn't he stop under the safety car? Soft tyres, and he's almost a lap down again. Right, here we go. Let's see how quickly and effectively we can catch George, and whether we can take control of the fastest lap again. It is currently a 1:15.8.
Tire phase update when you can.
Tires are okay.
Oh, he pushed him off the track. And yet still, he managed to get out in front
Good job on
of
that.
Verstappen, so he's ruined Max's fastest lap attempt.
And just a reminder on DRS.
Yeah, confirm.
You should be mode charge.
Okay.
1:14.8. Yep, that's
We
That's
have
good
the
enough.
fastest lap.
Confirm.
We need to do more lifting.
Max this time goes around the outside into turn one, but gets the move done.
Not too bad, that.
Really good. You're P2. Okay,
We'll
next
have
car,
another fastest
Norris.
lap attempt from Max once we've refilled the battery and calmed the tyre temps down again.
What about tyres?
I'm good.
No damage to George's underfloor running over the curb like that at turn 10 last time around. He will try and punch his way back past Verstappen here on the start-finish straight. Will probably get me as well. We're not going to fight too hard. Because it'll be useful to be able to slingshot our way past Russell when we do our next flying lap attempt.
He does have DRS on you.
Oh, Max shuts the door on him. So we have the 1-2. As far as the sponsors are concerned, it's the wrong way round. They wanted Max to take the win and Norris to take second or higher. We will not deliberately slow Norris down. We've impeded him on a number of occasions already this season. If Max can't catch him, then he can't catch him.
He has DRS.
We will give Max the opportunity to catch him, but not by slowing Norris down. And then it'll be a straight fight between them if he can A, break away from George, and B, catch up to the back of Norris.
Yeah. Okay.
5 seconds is a big gap.
Mode push.
Yeah.
We don't think we need any lift and coast.
Okay.
George gets through. That might actually work out very nicely here for Max.
Just do your best.
See, George is a happy bunny.
Nice one.
So we'll have the DRS.
No worries, mate. Cool the car as much
George
as you
blocks us. All right, so we're going to have to ease down again. And it looks like Lando's going to win this. Max is just going to have his hands full getting past George,
management
it would
required.
seem.
Go back to doing lift and coast now.
Tyres are going to drop out the window soon. We'll have to turn them back up again.
And try to increase pushing status.
All right. Another bite at the cherry.
Push at the moment. Car in front is Russell. Remember, long way to go in this race. Cool the car.
And this time we are able to punch
Keep
our
out
way
of the way.
through.
Yep.
Oh, problem for Oscar.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
Currently P7 behind his teammate. Mini hanging on to a point at the moment. Fornaroli's dropped all the way to the back, look, with Bearman and Albon. Ten laps to go. The gap between our drivers is about 5 seconds. We have just about pulled away from George. No fastest first sector for Max. No surprise there, given he had to lift off the throttle. Goes purple in the middle sector, though. He might yet steal the fastest lap. Just enough battery to end the lap here. And we've got a 2.5 second gap over George already. And did not get the fastest lap, so that looks to be Norris's.
Charge on.
So, tyre wear is about the same for both drivers. Battery levels slightly better for Norris, but not by a massive amount. Fuel levels now the same. It's a straight fight now. 3.5 seconds.
To increase lift and coast by 30%.
If Max can do it, he can do it. If he can't, he can't. We're not going to get involved. Late pit stops for soft tyres. Maybe the fastest lap isn't quite so safe after all. We did a 14.950. Just a tenth slower than Norris's effort. What is it? 14.838. Keep an eye on that because we might see some pace out of these two here. We've got a yellow flag. So running a little wide, perhaps. Yeah, Fornaroli.
So let's take a look at the replay. Right, let's have a look here as we go into turn 8. Oh no! Wide they go! They've
Kind
got
of
to
cut
be
turn 8
careful
there a
and
little
watch
bit.
the car there.
Antonelli's now onto the back of George. Sap a little bit more temperature out of Max's tyres
Slow down now.
because they are degrading slightly quicker because of that extra heat. So is Kimi going to pile on the pressure and make his move on George here? He is just close enough to get the DRS. Seven laps to go. Norris leads by 3.7 seconds over Verstappen. Max is now about 4.5 seconds clear of Russell and Antonelli, who are fighting over the final step of the podium. Gasly is right onto the back of Lindblad, but with a minor issue with his car. Sorry, that's Oscar up to P6. Gasly down to P7. Sainz ahead of Porsche. Then it's Mini from Hadjar. Lawson in P12, trying to get back into the points. Schumacher just about hanging on as well. And then we have Bortoletto, Drogovic, Fornaroli, Bearman, Colapinto, Doohan, and Alex Albon. 2 retirements. It's both of the Hondas. Tsunoda has been a wrecking ball today. First swiping Albon pretty hard at turn 4, doing massive damage to both cars, getting a penalty. And then after serving that penalty, later on he then completely torpedoed into the back of his teammate and took both of them out in one go at turn 1. So another penalty for Tsunoda and an expensive afternoon for Honda. George has picked his pace back up a little bit. Antonelli's fallen away a little bit as well. Gap back to 1.5 seconds. Can Oscar get past Lindblad for P5 here? I think from now on, whenever it offers us the win for Max and second for Norris, we're just going to take the second option for Norris. So that if they do end up in a situation like this, we don't have to sacrifice a massive amount of money by letting them race and fight for the title amongst themselves.
5 laps.
Confirm.
So 5 laps to go. Yashri lining up this move now. He's going to have a look into turn 1. He is close enough. And Lindblad just doesn't really fight that at all. Just left the door open. No defensive move. And Piastri slots on through. So that is up to 7 points now for Oscar. Oh, and his fault gets worse. Is he about to immediately cede that position back again?
But there! Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
Closing in as well. I wonder if Lindblad's tyres are just starting to go off a bit.
And 4 laps to go.
Confirm.
Norris is covering Max beautifully here, so this looks like it's Max's race. Norris's race to win. Doesn't look like Oscar's a threat this season. Oh, he is. It's just if he doesn't qualify well, it's hard to punch through this grid. We got really lucky with Max, qualifying 12th, with the fact that Oscar qualified down in 15th place. Just an uncharacteristically slow Q2 for Oscar. So we haven't been punished the way we should have been punished today. Oscar, let's not forget, started P15. He's made up 10 places. Max has made up 10 places from 12th. Norris has made up 2 places from 3rd.
Three laps to go.
Yeah, confirm.
I think Oscar's pretty safe in P5 now. Lindblad not able to keep up with him. His tyres really are falling off a bit. Maybe Gasly can maybe edge up to him. There's still an opportunity for Antonelli to go back after George. But yeah, this is Norris's race to lose now. It's been such a mixed bag of a weekend for Minardi. They brought some upgrades here. They looked like they were working well. They were running really strongly early. Mini made a mistake. It's cost him some time in a couple of places. Fornaroli's car has suddenly decided to destroy itself, which has certainly hurt his performance. He was so much quicker than he is now earlier on.
Yeah, confirm.
2 laps remaining. Norris has lost about half a second, almost 4/10 there. But that might be well because he was getting past Alex Albon.
And we are happy with what you are doing on tires. Good job there.
The threat from Russell has definitely faded. 7.5 seconds and change now behind us. Antonelli can't keep up with George either. Looks like Oscar, with that fault, isn't going to be able to hunt down Antonelli. Lindblad probably too far back to make a concerted last lap push. There is a little fight here over P11. Lawson isn't too far away. Could maybe, interject himself into the conversation for that final point that Mini currently holds. But Schumacher is lurking as well, and if Schumacher puts Lawson under too much pressure, he won't be able to focus his attention forward. Into the final lap. Once again, Norris is just marginally quicker than Max across the line. This is the only real fight of any importance, and Mini has a little look. Hadjar keeps him behind. He'll have another chance on the run into turn 10. Lawson's now right there as well. Last couple of corners now for our drivers. Across the line and a win for Lando Norris. Max will take second.
Awesome. You are the best. Awesome job, boys.
Then into the pit lane, please.
Okay, so you've taken the checker.
It's all over. Norris picks up first place.
Honestly, even their harshest critic would be hard-pressed to say that they didn't thoroughly deserve that win.
Looks like Hadjar is going to hang on to 10th. Minardi will still get a point and a Mini in 11th place. So not a complete loss this afternoon for them, but it could have been and probably should have been more. A little unfortunate that reliability really hurt Fornaroli here today. But it is the first Grand Prix win of the season for Lando Norris.
Today, Lando Norris has made the team's dream a reality.
That was a really well-executed race, I thought. Major credit to the driver, the pit wall, and the whole team for that win.
The team has been waiting patiently there, and you can see just how much it means to each and every one of them. Lando Norris certainly loves a podium, heading up there now to celebrate again.
And that's excellent, seeing both the team's drivers up there on the podium together.
And by the looks of things here in Barcelona, the party's only just beginning. Well, Karoon, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
I doubt they could be much happier. A win and a podium place. What a great way to round out the weekend.
And with that, our time in Barcelona is done.
Formula One has almost reached its conclusion this year. Meet us next time in Abu Dhabi, between the desert and the sea, for an enthralling finale.
So, confirmation then of the final result. Lando gets the win and the fastest lap for that bonus point there. 18 points for him. Max in second will pick up 13 points. George in third gets 10, but also got that bonus point as well for qualifying, so it's 11 points this weekend for George. Antonelli in fourth. Oscar up 10 places for fifth, so good damage limitation for him today. Lindblad in 6th, Gasly 7th, Pourchaire up 9 places for 8th, 9th for Sainz. A little disappointing considering how well he was running earlier on in the opening stint. Hadjar also up 9 places to take 10th place. Then it's Mini in 11th. Lawson up 10 from the back of the grid to take 12th. 13th for Schumacher, 14th Bortoletto. Then Drukovic in 15th, Colapinto 16th. 17th for Doohan, 18th for Fornaroli, 19th for Bearman. Again, pace just completely crippled that car once that engine issue flared up quite badly. Albon's car never looking anything like at all competitive after that side swipe from Yuki Tsunoda. And to retirements, Yuki Tsunoda not content with ruining Albon's car, decided to destroy both his own and Charles Leclerc's car at the same time later in the race. So both Honda drivers failing to finish. In the driver's standings then, Max still leads, 143 points scored so far. Lando closes the gap by 5. He's now on 115. So he is 28 points behind. Oscar in third on 83 points. He's now 60 points behind Max. That is a very big gap indeed. George in fourth up to 58 points. Gasly on 52. Lindblad moves ahead of Tsunoda by 3. He's now on 43 points with Tsunoda staying on 40. Antonelli on 37. Hadjar on 29. No points for Albon, but he stays 10th. He's on 23 points. Pourchaire up 2 places, moving past Ollie Bearman and Charles Leclerc into 11th. 18 points for him, tied but ahead of Charles Leclerc. And it's Bearman in 13th with 16. Then 11 points apiece for Bortoletto and Sainz. Sainz up 1 place into 15th, ahead of Liam Lawson. He has 10 points. Then it's Mini with 6, 5 for Doohan, 4 for Fornaroli, 3 for Felipe Drugovich. 3 points also for Colapinto and Schumacher. And looks as though Ugo was in action again and did not win the sprint. Why is it saying 13 for Max? Because it's only 13 points to second place this year. We changed the point system. So, in the constructors' standings, it is 31 points for Cadillac. We are just absolutely running away with the constructors because both of our drivers consistently finishing on or around the podium. Ford in second on 135. They're now 125 points behind us. They picked up 12 this weekend. McLaren in third on 87. HiTech move above Honda by a point thanks to Yuki Tsunoda's exploits today. So 59 to 58. Ferrari on to 40 points. Mercedes move above Williams. They're on 29 to Williams' 26. Then it's Audi with 16, TGR with 13, and Minardi now into double digits with 10 points. Let's take a look at the pit stop then, shall we? Pourchaire got the quickest stop, but we matched it with Max. We will not get maximum points though. That will go to Teo. Williams gets good points in third. TGR get 4th and 7th. Honda getting 5th, 6th and 8th for McLaren, and 9th and 10th for Ferrari. So Mercedes still stretching away from us, unfortunately, in the pit stop challenge this year. No points for Ford. So Mercedes stay top. They're on 177 points. They stretch the gap by another 7, and they are now 67 points clear of us. Ford dropped down into third place. As we move past them, we are 11 points ahead of them now. BMW, Williams and TGR both climbing above Ferrari. Williams with 89, TGR with 88, Ferrari on 82. Then it's McLaren with 69. Audi, no points this weekend. They stay on 40. Honda just 4 points behind now with 36. Then it's HiTech with 17. And Minardi still just that single solitary point. There you can see Max's first stop, not really very good at all in the grand scheme of things, 2.19, but a very, very solid, pretty much perfect stop. We just didn't quite get the full credit for it because Pourchaire got it as well. And then Norris's best stop, just not good enough for the leaderboard today. Not bad, but needs to be quicker. Of course, no bonus for Max because we did not invoke team orders to move them over. And so only 1.39 added to the bank balance. Going forward, we are not going to be taking first as an option for Max anymore. Okay, let's dive into the inbox then, shall we? Before we do that, though, let's go check in with the board. They should be delighted. And they were. We are so close to getting that disappointed of Austin off the calendar. We almost had a clean sweep of delighteds this season, but that result there just slipping a little bit. We have something purple in the inbox that needs our attention, and something's broken on a car. I think it's certainly going to be the rear wing on one of them. I know one of them had an orange rear wing going into this weekend. Let's see then. Post-race data, what got broken. A suspension failure on Max's car, and a front wing, not a rear wing, on Lando's car there. So, expect to finish first, we got second. Expect to finish second, we got first. Kind of flipped them round a little bit. Front wing extended deadline. We are either going to push it back by 11 days or pay $275,000 in overtime. That is quite expensive. That is essentially the cost of a front wing. Let me have a look. See, we want them to drop about the same sort of time, so I think we're going to pay that. Normally we don't, but this time I think we are. We'll pay the overtime. There we go. Right, let's fix the car. We've got 11 days until we go to Abu Dhabi. We are now out of spare front wings, so we're going to need to make at least one. Let's take a look at the build queue. No slots available for 3 days. We've got 2 suspensions to come. Still got another couple of side pods. No, 1 side pod to come in 3 days' time. Underfloors, just 1 more to come in 7 days. Chassis, we've got 2 more to come, 1 in 4 days. So what are we looking like for spare parts? So that'll take us up to 4 chassis. It'll take us up to 4 side pods, 4 underfloors. Suspensions, we are going to need to add 2 more onto that. Go, and then we'll get the front wings or a front wing going when this side pod finishes here. Let's take a quick overview of the facilities. We've not checked them for a few races now. See if anything needs our attention. CFD's getting a little close. Everything else in here is okay. Staff, the race sim. Oh, I forgot about the race sim. It's a 3.7mm upgrade or refurb. Memorabilia room has gone. We need to refurb that. That'll take 6 days. We'll get that done now. Tour centre's fine. Helipad's fine. Weather centre's fine. Boardroom's fine. Hospitality, fine for now. So, let's see what happened in F2 with Ugo. Let's check the Barcelona results. So, it was Atanes who took the win in the sprint. Amato in second, Ugo in third. Where was our ex-driver, Jack? There he is, down in 21st place. Oosh. Once again, HiTech not having a great look this year. Struggling a little bit there. What about the Grand Prix? Ugo won the Grand Prix. Amato second again, but this time being beaten there and losing more points as a result. Noel Leon finishing in third. Atanes down into fourth. And Jack Crawford finishing last. 22nd there. Teammate Callum only getting up as high as 19th. So, in the F2 Championship standings, Ugo is top by 20 points. Not too bad. How many rounds do we have left? It's an 18-round season, isn't it? We've just done 8 rounds. So we've got 10 rounds to go. And there will be an action. Oh, wait, that's F1. He'll be next back in action in Zandvoort. We've only 6 rounds. So quite a busy second half of the season still to go. We're about a third of the way through the F2 season as well as the F1 season. F3 is just past the halfway point now. We have nobody of any real note that we want to keep an eye on in F3, but we will take a quick look at the standings. Why not? So let's see. Where is she? Where is she? Abby Pulling. She's not having a good year, is she? Rodine down in 30th, 29th, and 26th. Their car not working very well, it would seem. So, yeah, there we go. Let's take a quick move back to this page and advance time a little bit. We've got a couple of scout reports ready just to take a gander at Brian Bozzi and Josh Beckett. So Josh, communication a little low, but his feedback 98, composure 95, excellent. Salary 1.3 mil. That's not bad. Let's take a look at Brian Bozzi, who's out of contract at the moment. 96, 94, and 93. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not looking to hire either of them. Let's take another look at our contract situation. I believe we made an offer last time out to Mark. Is he in negotiations? He is. So we'll wait and see if he wants to accept that. I mean, we've got the two best engineers on the grid now, both at 97 apiece. Other staff-wise, Courtney, has his aptitude gone up again yet? Nope, still at 95. And out of contract at the end of the season. Let's take a quick look at who is available in sporting directors. So Diego is the highest overall rated, currently at Red Bull. And that's a very expensive buyout fee. We're going to scout him. Just curious as to what his rating looks like. And let's take a look at Ignacio Rada as well. Currently at HiTech. We've also got Richard Wolson, who is currently in F2 at Trident. And then there's Will Courtney, currently the 4th rated overall. Marco Peroni, our former, has moved to Honda. We don't have his stats anymore, but he's still rated pretty highly at 94 as well. Sven Smeets is up to 92. There's Beat all the way down there. Toby Brown, Joan Franklin, Paul Devlin. Yeah, a lot of free agents down here, and a lot of not really worth looking at as well. Right, let's advance time. There we go. Side pod's complete, so now we can make a start on getting a front wing done. How long till ours is complete? 20 days. How many races have I got coming up? Let's have a look. So we've got Zandvoort and Jeddah. Let's take a look at next month's schedule. They're back to... Oh, we've got a triple header coming up. We go to Zandvoort, to Jeddah, to Australia. And the front wing is there. So we've got to get through 2 Grand Prix before we can get the new ones on the car. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll have a spare on race day at... sorry, on the Saturday for qualifying, assuming it's a normal Grand Prix weekend for Jeddah on the new mark of wing there. But what's the condition of the front wings on the cars? Fine and brand new because we just put it on. So, yeah, just the one is all we're going to need. Just in case. At least it should be all we'll need. There's no guarantee with these things, unfortunately. So, into the inbox. Side pods complete. There we go. Advance time a little bit more. Front wing, low stock. We know about that. We're dealing with that now. Updates time. So, our rookies. No changes to them. Again, it's not showing us Ugo for some reason. I don't know why. Main drivers. Oh, look at that. Max has actually gone up by a point in defending. I think that's the first points increase we've had with Max. No, we had an adaptability increase from 98 to 99, I think, at one point as well. So we've had like 2 single point increases in Max in the 2 seasons that we've had him so far. And I don't think we've had anything from Norris yet. Maybe 1 stats improved, but yeah, nothing this year for Norris yet, unfortunately. Moving on to the 1st of May. No, wrong month. 1st of June. There we go. Monthly car development report. I generally ignore these things because they're almost always incorrect. Front wing, we've now got a spare. That's good. The memorabilia room refurb is complete. That's nice. Get that back to where it should be. What's everyone else's teams up to? Minardi, they unveiled a new suspension with strong performance on track, and they're now working on an underfloor. Yeah, they are kicking on quite nicely this season. TGR having a difficult year this year. 10th in the constructors right now. Drukovic has not done as well as I thought he was going to do. But the car hasn't been great either. So I think Felipe could potentially outperform Lawson as the season progresses, if reliability doesn't cripple his opportunities. Whenever he seems to be a little bit quicker than his teammate is when there's usually a problem with the car and he ends up slowing down again. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for him that hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. We're back to 3.5 mil. It's not quite enough to get that refurb done on our race sim. Nothing else is in immediate risk, although that's now getting very close. We need 3.7 mil for that, so it's going to have to wait a little bit longer. Plus, we also need to keep some cash in reserve because we've got new parts coming. Again, as you can see, new wings coming. Shouldn't be too much of an expense there. They're relatively cheap, 275 and 225 a piece. So 600k for a complete set of wings for both for one of our cars. So we're looking at 1.2 for both cars to have a set of wings fitted, and then another 600k on top to have a spare of each. So 1.8 mil. We're covered on that. Still leave us 1.7. We will obviously need to then put something else through in place of one of those projects. A reminder that we will be losing one of these slots. This is left over from getting that boost. So we've got 5 slots at the moment. And when one of these 3 research projects goes, we will end up with just 2 spare slots, not 3, as that one will go away as left over from the boost that we had to the development center, design center. We will attack our training for the pit crew when we come back tomorrow. Is it a normal Grand Prix? No, it's a sprint weekend tomorrow. There we go. Hopefully we'll be back at the usual time of 8 p.m. I am potentially expecting a parcel tomorrow. My final member of my Mass Effect squad, Shepard, is on his way, apparently. Should be getting sent to the local delivery office tonight to be delivered tomorrow. It's parcel 4, so it could come any point during the day tomorrow, potentially even in the evening. So there may potentially even be a little moment where I have to pause the stream to go and answer the door and collect that. We'll see. Hopefully it'll be here by then. But I have had a late delivery from Parcel Force before, so it's not impossible it might turn up post start of the stream. Right. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. If you have, a thumbs up, always appreciated. If you are not yet subscribed, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button and make sure you click on that bell for notifications on live stream starts and other bits from the channel as well. As I say, back at the usual time tomorrow for round 9. Another sprint weekend as we head to Abu Dhabi. That'll be starting 8 p.m. here in the UK. And until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Share among your friends. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.